You're standing outside on a clear night, the kind where the stars feel close enough to touch. The Milky Way stretches above like a cosmic river, and a question burns in your mind. Is there another world out there? A place where humanity could start anew? Super-Earths, planets larger than our own, but smaller than gas giants, might hold the answer. These distant worlds, scattered across the galaxy, are more than just rocks orbiting stars. They're beacons of possibility, teasing the idea that life, maybe even intelligent life, could be thriving somewhere beyond our reach. You're about to embark on a journey to explore these super-Earths, to understand why they're our best bet for finding a new home, and to feel the awe of a universe that's bigger than you ever imagined. So, buckle up. What would you pack for a trip to a distant super-Earth? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because we're about to blast off into the unknown. Let's set the stage. You're not just looking at stars, you're peering into a universe that's 13.8 billion years old, filled with billions of galaxies, each stuffed with billions of stars. Somewhere in that cosmic haystack are super-Earths, planets that could be rocky like Earth, but beefier, maybe twice as wide or 10 times as massive. These aren't your average extraterrestrial real estate. They're the Goldilocks of planets. Not too big, not too small, potentially just right for life. Scientists have been obsessed with them since the first one, Gliese 581g, was spotted back in 2010, sparking dreams of a cosmic backup plan for humanity. But why are we so hooked on these worlds? It's not just about finding a new address. It's about answering a question as old as our species. Are we alone, or is the universe teeming with life? Picture yourself as an explorer, not unlike Christopher Columbus sailing into the unknown, except your ship is a telescope, and your ocean is the vastness of space. Back in 1492, Columbus thought he'd find a shortcut to Asia. Instead, he stumbled into a new world. Today's astronomers are doing the same, scanning the skies with tools like the Kepler Space Telescope, which has found thousands of exoplanets since its launch in 2009. Among them, super-Earths stand out because they might have the right ingredients for life. Solid surfaces, maybe oceans, maybe even skies you could breathe under. But don't get too cozy. Some of these planets orbit stars so different from our sun that their days might last weeks, or their skies might glow red under a dim, cool star. Weird, right? That's the universe for you, always throwing curveballs. Now, let's talk about why this matters to you. You're not just a stargazer. You're part of a species that's always pushed boundaries. From crossing deserts to landing on the moon, we've got a knack for exploration. But Earth's getting crowded, and let's be real. Climate change and resource shortages aren't exactly making it a picnic. Super-Earths aren't just a sci-fi fantasy. They're a hedge against our planet's challenges. Imagine a world where humanity could hit the reset button, build a new society, maybe even meet alien neighbors. Sounds like a blockbuster movie. But it's the kind of future scientists are working toward. And here's a quirky tidbit. Some super-Earths might have diamonds raining from their skies due to extreme pressures turning carbon into bling. Who wouldn't want to visit a planet where it literally rains jewelry? But hold on. Before you start packing your space suitcase, let's get grounded. Finding these planets is one thing. Figuring out if they're habitable is another. You're probably wondering, what makes a super-Earth a good candidate for life? It's not just about size. It's about location, atmosphere, and a star that plays nice. Some scientists argue we're too quick to slap the habitable label on these worlds, pointing out that a planet might look perfect on paper, but be a scorching hellscape or a frozen wasteland in reality. Others say the sheer number of super-Earths, thousands and counting, means the odds are in our favor. This debate keeps astronomers up at night, and it's why we're diving deeper into the science in this journey. Are super-Earths our cosmic plan B, or are they just a tantalizing mirage? Feel the weight of that question as you gaze upward. The stars aren't just pretty lights. They're destinations, each one a potential home for worlds we can barely imagine. You're not just watching this video. You're part of a quest that's been centuries in the making. From Galileo pointing his telescope at Jupiter to modern observatories scanning distant stars, humanity's been chasing the dream of other worlds. Super-Earths are the next chapter in that story, and you're here for it. What's it like to think about leaving Earth behind? Maybe it's thrilling, maybe it's terrifying, or maybe it's just plain weird to imagine a sky with 2 suns or a year that lasts a week. Whatever you're feeling, hold on to it, because this journey's just getting started. Now picture this. You're floating in a spaceship, staring out a window at a super-Earth glowing in the distance. Its surface might be dotted with oceans, or maybe it's a desert world with strange alien plants. The possibilities are endless, and that's what makes this quest so intoxicating. You're not just exploring planets. You're exploring what it means to be human in a universe that's vast, mysterious, and maybe a little bit lonely. But don't worry, we're in this together. So, what's your take? Are super-Earths our future? Or are we chasing a cosmic pipe dream? Hit the comments with your thoughts, and let's keep this journey going. Next up, we'll dive into what makes these planets so special, and why they're not just bigger versions of Earth. You're drifting through space, the stars a dazzling blur outside your imaginary spaceship's window, when a massive planet looms into view, bigger than Earth, yet not quite a gas giant. Welcome to the realm of super-Earths, the cosmic sweet spot between our familiar blue marble and the hulking Neptunes of the galaxy. These planets, ranging from about 1 to 10 times Earth's mass, aren't just oversized versions of home. They're a unique class of worlds, potentially rocky, sometimes water-rich, and occasionally cloaked in thick atmospheres that could make or break their chances of hosting life. You're about to unravel what makes super-Earths so special, why they're the darlings of exoplanet hunters, and how they challenge everything you thought you knew about planets. Ready to dive into the science? Let's go. Picture a super-Earth in your mind. It's not just Earth with a few extra miles tacked on. These worlds can be up to twice our planet's diameter, with surfaces that might feel alien under your feet. Maybe rocky like Mars, maybe covered in oceans, deeper than anything we've got. Some could have gravity so strong, you'd feel like you're lugging around a backpack full of bricks. Others might let you bounce around like an astronaut on the moon. What sets them apart from Earth is their diversity. Some orbit close to their stars, baking under intense heat, while others linger in cooler orbits, possibly cradling icy landscapes. And here's a cosmic chuckle for you. If you think Earth's weather is wild, imagine a super-Earth where molten glass rains sideways because of blistering winds. Yeah, the universe doesn't mess around. Let's zoom in on the science. Super-Earths were first theorized in the early 2000s when astronomers started finding planets that didn't fit the mold of Earth or Jupiter. The term super-Earth was coined to describe planets with masses between Earth and Neptune, roughly 1 to 10 Earth masses. But don't let the name fool you. Not all of them are Earth-like. Some might be mini-Neptunes with thick gaseous envelopes, while others could be rocky worlds with thin atmospheres or none at all. The Kepler Space Telescope, launched in 2009, was a game-changer here, spotting thousands of exoplanets and revealing that super-Earths might be the most common type of planet in our galaxy. That's right. Our little Earth might be the oddball, and super-Earths are the galactic norm. Now, Imagine standing on one of these worlds. The gravity might tug harder, making each step a workout, or lighter, giving you a springy stride. The sky could be a vivid red if the planet orbits a cool red dwarf star, or maybe it's a deep blue under a sun-like star. The air, if there is any, might smell of sulfur or feel thick with carbon dioxide. Scientists classify super-Earths based on their density and composition, which we figure out by watching how they tug on their stars or block starlight during transits. A dense planet might be rocky, like Earth, while a less dense one could be a water world with oceans hundreds of miles deep. Fun fact: some super-Earths might have interiors so compressed that their cores are made of exotic materials, like metallic hydrogen. Talk about a planet that's literally out of this world. But why do these planets matter to you? They're not just dots in the sky. They're potential answers to humanity's biggest questions. Could we live on one? Could something else already be living there? The search for super-Earths is driven by our need to understand our place in the cosmos. Back in the 17th century, Galileo's telescope revealed that Earth wasn't the center of everything, shaking up our worldview. Today, super-Earths are doing the same, forcing us to rethink what a planet can be. They're not just bigger Earths. They're a whole new category, challenging our assumptions about where life can thrive. And here's a weird tidbit. Some super-Earths might have zombie atmospheres, where intense stellar radiation strips away gases only for the planet to replenish them from volcanic activity. It's like the planet's fighting to stay alive. There's a debate simmering among scientists that you'd find fascinating. Some argue super-Earths are our best shot at finding habitable worlds, because there are so many of them. Billions, by some estimates. Others caution that their size and extreme conditions, like intense gravity or weird climates, might make them hostile to life as we know it. Could a super-Earth with twice Earth's gravity support complex organisms, or would it crush them? This question keeps researchers glued to their telescopes, and it's why missions like the James Webb Space Telescope are laser-focused on studying these planets' atmospheres. You're standing at the edge of a scientific frontier, where every new discovery could rewrite the rulebook on habitability. Feel the thrill of that possibility. You're not just learning about super-Earths, you're joining a cosmic treasure hunt. These planets, scattered across the galaxy, are like puzzle pieces in a grand mystery. Each one we find tells us more about the universe and our chances of finding a new home, or maybe just a neighbor. As you imagine standing on a super-Earth, looking up at a sky that's nothing like Earth's, let the scale of it sink in. The universe is vast, and super-Earths are its wild cards, daring us to dream bigger. So what's next? We're about to explore the Goldilocks Zone, where these planets might just be perfectly positioned for life. Stick around, you won't want to miss this. You're floating above a distant star, its light warming your face as a super-Earth glides into view. Perfectly positioned. Not too close, not too far, but just right. This is the Goldilocks Zone, the cosmic sweet spot where conditions might allow liquid water to pool on a planet's surface, setting the stage for life as you know it. Not too hot to boil away oceans, not too cold to freeze them solid. This delicate balance is what makes super-Earths in these zones the rock stars of exoplanet research. You're about to explore why this zone is so crucial, how it varies from star to star, and what it means for humanity's dream of finding a new home. Ready to feel the cosmic warmth? Let's dive in. Imagine a star system as a cosmic kitchen. Too close to the stove, and your planet's a scorched mess. Too far, and it's a frozen popsicle. The Goldilocks Zone, also called the habitable zone, is that perfect spot where the temperature's just right for liquid water. A key ingredient for life, at least the kind we understand. On Earth, you splash water on your face, drink it, Watch it fall as rain. It's so common you barely think about it, but water's a big deal. Without it, life as we know it wouldn't exist. Super-Earths in the Goldilocks Zone could have oceans, rivers, or even alien seas teeming with who knows what. And here's a little cosmic humor. If Goldilocks herself visited these planets, she'd probably complain the porridge is still too weird. Maybe it's glowing under a red dwarf star's eerie light. Let's break it down. The Goldilocks Zone isn't a fixed distance. It depends on the star. A hot, massive star like Sirius has a wider, farther out habitable zone because it pumps out intense energy. A cool, dim red dwarf like Proxima Centauri has a tight, close-in zone where planets need to hug the star to stay warm. Super-Earths are prime candidates here because their size and mass often give them the gravity to hold on to atmospheres, which act like blankets to trap heat. Picture standing on a super-Earth in the Goldilocks zone of a red dwarf. The star looms large in the sky, casting a reddish glow over a landscape that might feel like perpetual twilight. Days could last weeks because these planets often get tidally locked, with one side always facing the star. Spooky, yet oddly beautiful, right? The science gets even wilder. Astronomers use models to map out these zones, calculating where temperatures allow liquid water based on a star's brightness and distance. For our Sun, the habitable zone stretches roughly from Venus's orbit to just beyond Mars. Super-Earths like Kepler 452b, found in 2015, sit smack in their star's Goldilocks zone, making them poster children for habitability. But here's a quirky fact. Some super-Earths might have exotic Goldilocks zones where water stays liquid under extreme conditions, like high-pressure ice phases that don't exist on Earth. Imagine ice that's hot but doesn't melt. Mind-bending, isn't it? These discoveries are rewriting what we think a habitable planet can be. Now, let's ground this in history. In the 19th century, astronomers like Percival Lowell were obsessed with Mars, thinking its canals signaled intelligent life. They were wrong. But that same curiosity drives today's hunt for super-Earths in habitable zones. We're not just looking for water, we're looking for hope. A chance that life, maybe even civilizations, exists elsewhere. But there's a catch, and it's got scientists arguing. Some say the Goldilocks zone is too narrow a focus, that life could thrive in weirder places, like under icy crusts or in methane lakes. Others insist water is non-negotiable, and super-Earths in these zones are our best bet. This debate's like choosing between searching for your keys under the streetlight or groping in the dark. It's tricky, but the stakes are cosmic. Feel the weight of that idea. You're not just learning about a zone. You're touching the edge of a dream. Standing on a super-Earth, you might see waves lapping at an alien shore or clouds swirling in a sky lit by a star unlike our sun. The air might be breathable, or it might be a toxic brew, but the possibility of life, maybe microbes, maybe something more, makes your heart race. The Goldilocks zone isn't just a region in space. It's a symbol of possibility, a reminder that the universe might be more welcoming than we think. And yet, it's fragile. A planet too close to its star might lose its water to stellar radiation. Too far, and it's a snowball. The balance is everything. As you ponder this, think about Earth's own place in the sun's Goldilocks zone. It's no accident we're here, but finding another world like ours feels like chasing a cosmic needle in a haystack. Super-Earths give us hope because there are so many of them. Billions, potentially, in our galaxy alone. Each one's a chance to find a new home or at least learn more about what makes life tick. So, what's it like to imagine stepping onto a planet in the Goldilocks zone? Does it feel like a fresh start? Or does the alienness give you chills? Hold that thought, because next, we're diving into the atmospheres of these worlds, what they're made of, and whether you could actually breathe there. Stay with us. The journey's getting wilder. You're standing on the surface of a super-Earth, the ground solid beneath your boots. But the air, or whatever passes for it, feels strange. Is it breathable, or would it choke you in seconds? The atmosphere of a super-Earth is like its personality, shaping whether it's a lush, life-friendly paradise or a barren, hostile wasteland. These alien skies could be thick with clouds of methane, shimmering with auroras, or so thin they barely exist. You're about to uncover the mysteries of these atmospheres, how they form, what they're made of, and why they're the key to whether these planets could ever feel like home. Ready to take a deep breath? Or maybe hold it? Let's explore. Imagine the scene. You're gazing up at a sky that's nothing like Earth's. Maybe it's a hazy orange, heavy with carbon dioxide, or a pale blue streaked with alien storms. The atmosphere isn't just a backdrop. It's the planet's shield, trapping heat, deflecting radiation, and maybe even nurturing life. Super-Earths, with their stronger gravity, can hold onto thicker atmospheres than Earth, sometimes so dense they'd feel like wading through soup. Others might have wispy, barely there air, leaving their surfaces exposed to the harshness of space. And here's a cosmic chuckle. Some super-Earths might have skies so thick with greenhouse gases that you'd sweat buckets even if the star's a dim bulb. Talk about a planet that needs an air conditioner the size of a moon. Let's dive into the science. An atmosphere's makeup depends on the planet's mass, its star, and its history. Super-Earths, being beefier than Earth, often have stronger gravity to cling to gases like hydrogen, helium, or nitrogen. Scientists study these atmospheres by watching how starlight filters through them during a planet's transit, a bit like shining a flashlight through a foggy window. This reveals clues about composition, maybe oxygen, which could hint at life, or methane, which might suggest volcanoes or even alien microbes. Take Kepler-62f, a super-Earth in its star's Goldilocks Zone. Its atmosphere might be rich in water vapor, hinting at vast oceans. But others, like 55 Cancri E, could have atmospheres of molten rock vapor. Yep, you heard that right, a planet where the air itself is practically lava. Now, picture the stakes. A good atmosphere does more than look pretty. It regulates temperature, protects against cosmic rays, and might even support life. On Earth, our nitrogen-oxygen mix is perfect for us. But a super-Earth could have a wildly different recipe. Some might have crushing pressures, like Venus on steroids, where the air feels like an ocean pressing down. Others could be so thin you'd need a spacesuit just to take a stroll. Here's a quirky tidbit. Some super-Earths might have supercritical atmospheres, where gas and liquid blur into a strange, in-between state. Like a planet wrapped in a cosmic smoothie. It's weird, wild, and totally unlike anything you've breathed. Historically, we've been fascinated by alien skies since Galileo first turned his telescope toward Jupiter in 1610, spotting its cloud bands and sparking dreams of other worlds. Today, telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope are our modern Galileos, peering into super-Earth atmospheres with unprecedented detail. But there's a debate brewing that'd keep you up at night. Some scientists argue that a thick atmosphere is a must for habitability, providing insulation and protection. Others say a thin atmosphere could work if the planet's magnetic field is strong enough to fend off stellar radiation. Could a super-Earth with a Venus-like atmosphere ever support life, or are we too fixated on Earth-like conditions? This question is like trying to decide if a new restaurant's worth trying based on a blurry photo of the menu. It's tantalizing, but tricky. Feel the alienness of it all. You're not just imagining air. You're picturing a world where every breath could tell a story. A whiff of oxygen might mean forests or plankton-like critters. A hint of methane could point to volcanoes or something alive, churning out gas. The atmosphere is the planet's signature, and decoding it feels like reading a letter from the cosmos. As you stand on this super-Earth, the wind, if there is any, might howl with unfamiliar scents, or the silence might be deafening under a sky too thin to carry sound. It's thrilling and a little unnerving, knowing that one wrong breath could be your last. Yet, the possibility of a life-friendly atmosphere keeps you dreaming. Think about Earth's atmosphere for a second. It's a thin, fragile layer that's let us thrive for millions of years. Super-Earths might have their own versions, sculpted by their stars and histories. Some could have auroras that dance across the sky, powered by intense magnetic fields. Others might have clouds of exotic chemicals, painting sunsets you'd never forget. The challenge is figuring out which ones are welcoming and which are deadly. That's why scientists are racing to analyze these atmospheres, hoping to spot the chemical fingerprints of life, or at least a place where humanity could pitch a tent. So, what's it like to imagine breathing on a super-Earth? Does it feel like a fresh start or a risky gamble? Hold that thought, because next, we're hunting for biosignatures, clues that life might already be calling these planets home. You're peering through a futuristic telescope, its lens trained on a distant super-Earth, searching for a cosmic whisper, a hint of life in the air. Could a puff of oxygen, a trace of methane, or even a strange chemical cocktail signal that something's alive out there? This is the hunt for biosignatures, the chemical fingerprints that might reveal life on these alien worlds. You're about to dive into how scientists use cutting-edge tech to sniff out these clues, why super-Earths are prime targets, and what finding life could mean for humanity's place in the universe. Ready to play cosmic detective? Let's get started. Imagine the light from a super-Earth star filtering through its atmosphere, like sunlight passing through a stained glass window. That light carries secrets, and scientists are decoding them with spectroscopy, a technique that breaks starlight into a rainbow to reveal what gases are present. Oxygen could mean plants or microbes churning out breathable air. Methane might hint at biological processes like those from Earth's swamps or even alien cows. Okay, maybe not cows, but you get the idea. These biosignatures aren't just random gases, they're clues that something's alive, altering the planet's chemistry. And here's a cosmic giggle. If we ever detect a super-Earth with an atmosphere reeking of pizza-like aromas, we might have found the galaxy's best alien pizzeria. Hey, a dreamer can dream, right? Let's zoom into the science. Spectroscopy works because every gas absorbs light at specific wavelengths, creating a unique pattern, like a barcode for the atmosphere. For super-Earths, this is trickier than it sounds. Their thicker atmospheres and stronger gravity can muddy the signal. But telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope, launched in 2021, are built for this challenge. They can spot gases like water vapor, carbon dioxide, or even ozone, which might suggest life. Take TRAPPIST-1e, a super-Earth in its star's Goldilocks Zone. If we detect oxygen and methane together, it's a big deal because those gases don't coexist long without something, like life, replenishing them. But here's a quirky tidbit. Some super-Earths might have false positives, where abiotic processes, like volcanic eruptions, mimic biosignatures. It's like the universe is playing a cosmic prank on our hopes. Now, picture the stakes. Finding a biosignature isn't just about proving aliens exist. It's about rewriting our story. Back in the 1960s, the Viking missions to Mars searched for life by scooping soil. But we've come a long way since then. Today, we're scanning distant worlds from light years away. hoping to catch a chemical hint of life. On Earth, life leaves marks. Trees pump out oxygen, bacteria churn methane, even humans add pollutants like chlorofluorocarbons. Super-Earths could have similar signs, or totally alien ones, like exotic gases we haven't dreamed of. The search is like reading a book in a language we're still learning, and every new planet is a page that might change everything. But there's a debate that's got scientists buzzing, and you'd want a front-row seat. Some argue we should focus on Earth-like biosignatures, oxygen, methane, water vapor, because they're what we know. Others say alien life could be so weird that we need to look for stranger signals, like silicon-based chemistry or gases we can't even pronounce. What if a super-Earth's life thrives in a nitrogen-heavy atmosphere or under conditions that'd fry us? This argument's like choosing between searching for familiar faces in a crowd or looking for someone you've never met. It's risky either way. The truth is, we're still guessing what alien life might look like. But super-Earths, with their diversity, are our best bet for answers. Feel the thrill of this hunt. You're not just observing a planet. You're chasing a possibility that could shake humanity to its core. Imagine detecting a biosignature, a spike of oxygen that shouldn't be there, or a mix of gases screaming, life. Your heart races as you picture what's out there. Microbes in alien oceans, forests under a double sunset, or maybe something so strange it defies imagination. The air on a super-Earth might carry the scent of life, or it might be sterile. But every signal we catch brings us closer to knowing. The universe feels alive with possibility, and you're right at the edge of discovery, staring into the unknown. Think about Earth for a moment. Our atmosphere is a living canvas, painted by billions of years of biology. Super-Earths could be the same, or wildly different. Maybe their skies shimmer with bioluminescent gases, or maybe they're choked with volcanic ash, hiding life beneath the surface. The search for biosignatures is our way of asking, is anyone out there? It's a question that's haunted us since ancient humans looked up at the stars. And now, with super-Earths in our sights, we're closer than ever to an answer. So, what's it like to imagine finding life on another world? Does it excite you, scare you, or just make you wonder? Hold on to that feeling, because next, we're tackling the challenges of reaching these planets and whether humanity could ever call one home. You're aboard a sleek, imaginary starship, staring at a super-Earth glowing in the distance, a potential new home for humanity. The idea of packing up and moving to another planet sounds like the ultimate adventure. But the reality hits like a meteor. The distances are mind-boggling. The technology's barely a sketch, and the ethical questions could keep you up for light years. You're about to confront the staggering hurdles of cosmic migration. Why reaching a super-Earth is tougher than climbing Everest in a swimsuit. And whether it's even worth the effort. Ready to face the void? Let's jump in. Picture this. You're gazing at a star system 40 light-years away, home to a promising super-Earth. That's 380 trillion kilometers, about 25 million trips from Earth to the Moon and back. Even at the speed of light, which we're nowhere near achieving, it'd take 40 years to get there. Your spaceship would need to be a self-sustaining city, shielding you from cosmic radiation that'd fry your DNA like an egg on a skillet. And here's a cosmic chuckle. If you forget to pack snacks for the trip, you're not exactly pulling over at a galactic drive-thru. The sheer scale of interstellar travel makes it feel like the universe is daring us to try. Let's break down the science. The closest potentially habitable super-Earths, like those in the TRAPPIST-1 system, are still 39 light-years away. Our fastest spacecraft today, like NASA's X-43A, tops out at about 12 kilometers per second. Pathetic compared to light's 300,000 kilometers per second. At that pace, you'd need over 1 million years to reach TRAPPIST-1e. Concepts like warp drives or wormholes are staples of sci-fi, but they're stuck in the realm of math and dreams for now. Then there's the energy problem. Powering a ship for decades, maybe centuries, would require fuel sources we can't even produce yet, like antimatter or fusion reactors. And don't forget the psychological toll. Imagine spending your entire life in a metal tube, hoping your great-grandkids see the destination. Sounds like a reality show nobody wants to star in. Now, let's talk tech. Building a ship to carry humans across light years is like trying to invent the internet in the Stone Age. You'd need life support for generations, shielding against micrometeorites, an AI smart enough to handle crises while you're in cryosleep, if that even works. Back in 1969, we landed on the moon, a 384,000-kilometer hop that felt like a giant leap. Interstellar travel is 1 trillion times harder. Scientists are tinkering with ideas like laser-propelled sails or nuclear propulsion, but we're decades, maybe centuries, from making them real. And here's a quirky tidbit. Some super-Earths might have gravity so strong you'd weigh twice as much, turning a morning jog into a Herculean feat. Hope you packed your cosmic gym shoes. But the challenges aren't just technical. They're ethical, and they hit hard. Say we find a habitable super-Earth. Who gets to go? The rich? The scientists? A lottery? And what if the planet's already home to life, even just microbes? Do we have the right to colonize, potentially wiping out an alien ecosystem? This debate's a minefield. Some argue we should stay away, preserving these worlds as cosmic nature preserves. Others say humanity's survival trumps all, and we should claim any habitable rock we find. It's like arguing over whether to build a city in a pristine forest, except the forest might have alien bugs with feelings. This question keeps ethicists and scientists up at night, and it's one you'd wrestle with too. Feel the weight of this journey. You're not just crossing space. You're crossing into a moral and technological frontier. Imagine landing on a super-Earth, stepping out onto a rocky plain under a strange sky. The air might be breathable, but the gravity's crushing, and the horizon feels wrong. You're a pioneer, but at what cost? The stars beckon, but they don't make it easy. Every step toward a super-Earth is a gamble. Resources, lives, and maybe our humanity. Yet, the dream persists because we're wired to explore, to push past the impossible. The universe is vast, and the idea of a new home keeps your heart pounding, even as the obstacles loom larger than a gas giant. Think about Earth for a moment. It's our only home, flawed but familiar. Moving to a super-Earth would mean leaving behind everything. Oceans, forests, that coffee shop you love. The logistics are daunting, but so was crossing oceans in wooden ships centuries ago. We're a species that thrives on challenges, but this one's on a whole new scale. So, what's it like to imagine uprooting humanity for a distant world? Does it spark excitement, dread, or something in between? Hold that thought, because next, we're looking at what finding these worlds means for our future, and whether they're really our next chapter or just a beautiful dream. You're gazing at a super-Earth on a distant view screen, its oceans glinting under an alien sun, its clouds swirling in patterns you can't quite read. This world could be humanity's next chapter, or it might remain a tantalizing dream forever out of reach. The discovery of habitable super-Earths isn't just about finding new real estate. It's about reimagining our species' destiny. Will these planets be our lifeboats, our colonies, or simply mirrors reflecting our hopes and fears? You're about to explore how super-Earths could shape our future. what they mean for our survival, and why they ignite our collective imagination. Ready to look forward? Let's dive into the cosmic possibilities. Picture yourself as part of a future where humanity has cracked interstellar travel. Maybe not in your lifetime, but someday. A super-Earth, nestled in its star's Goldilocks Zone, could be the destination. A world with breathable air, liquid water, maybe even alien ecosystems. Colonizing it could mean a fresh start, a chance to build societies free from Earth's mistakes, pollution, conflict, overpopulation. But it's not just about escaping, it's about expanding. Super-Earths could be outposts for science, culture, or even survival if Earth becomes unlivable. And here's a cosmic chuckle. If we ever settle a super-Earth, we might need to rethink time zones. Imagine a planet where a day lasts a month because it's tidally locked. Good luck setting your alarm clock. Let's ground this in science. Super-Earths are abundant. Estimates suggest our galaxy could host billions, many inhabitable zones. Discoveries like Proxima Centauri b, just 4.2 light-years away, fuel the dream of nearby worlds we could one day reach. These planets could teach us about habitability, showing us what conditions allow life to thrive. Or fail, even if we never set foot on them. Studying super-Earths with telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope, launched in 2021, could revolutionize our understanding of planetary science. Their atmospheres, climates, and potential biosignatures might reveal whether life is rare or common across the cosmos. Here's a quirky tidbit. Some super-Earths might have magma oceans, glowing under thin atmospheres, making them less home sweet home and more cosmic lava lamp. Now, think about the bigger picture. Humanity's future hinges on our ability to adapt and explore. Back in the 15th century, explorers like Vasco da Gama sailed uncharted waters to connect continents, reshaping economies and cultures. Super-Earths are the modern equivalent. Uncharted worlds that could redefine what it means to be human. If we find one that's habitable, it might inspire breakthroughs in technology, like propulsion systems or terraforming, to make migration possible. But it's not all rosy. Colonizing a super-Earth could strain Earth's resources, widen inequality, or spark conflicts over who gets to go. And what if we find life there? Do we coexist, colonize, or leave it alone? These questions are as much about philosophy as they are about science. Speaking of debates, there's a lively one you'd want to eavesdrop on. Some scientists believe super-Earths are our best shot at a backup planet, given their abundance and potential for Earth-like conditions. Others argue we should focus on fixing Earth or colonizing closer destinations, like Mars, because interstellar travel is too daunting. Is it wiser to invest in a distant super-Earth or to double down on preserving our home? It's like choosing between moving to a new country or renovating your house. Both have risks, but the stakes here are cosmic. This debate drives research, pushing us to refine our tools and rethink our priorities. Feel the pull of this vision. You're not just imagining a planet. You're picturing humanity's next leap. Standing on a super-Earth, you might feel the weight of alien gravity, see stars unfamiliar to Earth's skies, or hear the hum of a colony buzzing with new ideas. It's a future where we're not just surviving, but thriving, spreading our curiosity across the galaxy. Yet, the dream comes with doubts. Could we really leave Earth behind? Would a super-Earth feel like home, or would it always be alien? The universe is vast, and super-Earths are its invitation to dream bigger, but also to confront our limits. Every discovery brings us closer to knowing whether we're destined to stay earthbound or become a multi-planetary species. Reflect on Earth for a moment. It's a fragile oasis, the only home we've ever known. Super-Earths offer hope, a chance to hedge our bets against climate change, asteroids, or our own missteps. But they also challenge us to think deeper about what home means. Is it a place, a feeling, or a purpose? The search for habitable super-Earths isn't just about finding a new address. It's about igniting our drive to explore, innovate, and endure. So, what's it like to imagine humanity's future on a distant world? Does it fill you with hope, or does the distance feel overwhelming? Hold that thought. Because next, we're zooming out to reflect on your place in this vast cosmos and why this quest matters to you. You're standing under a night sky, stars blazing overhead, each one a reminder of the vast universe and the super-Earths that might be out there, waiting. The quest for these habitable worlds isn't just about science or survival. It's about you, your curiosity, and your place in a cosmos so immense it humbles every thought you've ever had. These distant planets, with their alien skies and unknown possibilities, pull at something deep inside, urging you to ask, why are we here? And what's our role in this grand story? You're about to reflect on how the search for super-Earths connects to your own existence, why it sparks wonder, and how it ties you to the stars. Ready to feel the universe's pulse? Let's dive in. Imagine yourself as a speck in the cosmic ocean, yet part of something colossal. Super-Earths, with their potential for oceans, atmospheres, or even life, aren't just dots in a telescope. They're mirrors reflecting humanity's drive to explore. Every time you look up, you're joining a lineage of dreamers who've stared at the same stars. From ancient stargazers mapping constellations to modern astronomers hunting exoplanets, the search for a new home isn't just about packing bags. It's about chasing meaning, about understanding whether we're alone or part of a galactic neighborhood. And here's a cosmic chuckle. If we ever find a super-Earth with alien life, we might discover they're just as obsessed with binge-watching their version of cosmic Netflix as we are. Let's anchor this in perspective. The universe is 13.8 billion years old, spanning billions of galaxies, each with billions of stars. Super-Earths, potentially numbering in the billions in our Milky Way alone, are like invitations to rethink our place. Back in 1609, when Galileo turned his telescope toward the heavens, he upended the idea that Earth was the center of everything. Today, every super-Earth we find chips away at our cosmic ego, suggesting we're just one of many possible stories. But that's not humbling. It's exhilarating. You're part of a species that's daring to ask if we can live among the stars, or if someone's already out there waiting to say hello. Here's a quirky tidbit. Some super-Earths might have rings like Saturn, making their skies a dazzling spectacle of light and shadow. Imagine calling that home. Now, feel the weight of your role. The search for super-Earths isn't just for scientists in lab coats. It's for you too. Every discovery, whether it's a planet with oxygen or a barren rock, adds a piece to the puzzle of existence. You're living in a golden age of exploration, where telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope are peeling back the universe's secrets. But it's more than data. It's a call to wonder. Why do you feel drawn to the stars? Is it the thrill of the unknown, the hope of a new home, or just the sheer beauty of a sky that stretches forever? This quest connects you to every human who's ever looked up, from cave dwellers sketching star patterns to kids today dreaming of space travel. There's a debate that swirls around this, and you'd find it gripping. Some say the search for super-Earths is about survival, a practical plan to ensure humanity's future if Earth falters. Others argue it's about something deeper, our need to know our purpose, to find meaning in a universe that doesn't care if we exist. Should we pour resources into finding new worlds, or focus on cherishing the one we've got? It's like choosing between writing a new book or editing the one you're already in. Both matter, but the choice shapes who we become. This question isn't just academic. It's personal, tugging at your own sense of purpose. Feel the enormity of it. You're not just a bystander. You're a participant in this cosmic journey. Picture standing on a super-Earth, its icy alien wind brushing your face, its sky painted with colors Earth could never muster. Maybe there's life. Microbes, plants, or something beyond imagination. Or maybe it's a blank canvas, waiting for humanity to write its next chapter. Either way, the search for these worlds stirs something in you. A mix of awe, hope, and a touch of fear. The universe is vast, and you're tiny. But your curiosity is limitless. That's what makes you human. Your ability to look at the stars and ask, what if? Think about your place in this story. Earth is home, but super-Earths remind you that home might not be a single place. They challenge you to dream bigger, to imagine a future where humanity spans the stars, or where we learn we're not alone. Every question you ask about life, about survival, about meaning, ties you to this quest. So, what's it like to feel this connection to the cosmos? Does it make you feel small? Or does it light a fire to explore? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Because this journey's not just mine, it's ours. The stars are calling, and you're already part of the answer.